and Samura1man. And it started.
I did not know that they added a snake model. That's amazing.
Yeah, that one is actually still under development, technically. It has a few bugs.
On it.
It has a few bugs still, but they're fixing them slowly. This is like a more... they made a version that is kind of usable right now and doesn't make the game crash. So some people are trying it in the tournament.
After like 3 months, when I learn how to use Blender, I might consider making some models.
Nice. So Mimi's trying to get storage, and meanwhile, Samura1man just got the iron boots. And the Ferrous Pearl. And meanwhile, Dean finally got a storage, and he's trying to get to the first chest in Cliff Plateau. And he's gonna use that chest to actually complete the glitch of storage. So the item that was in that chest is actually his inventory, but it will also change his collisions, which will allow him to just face the wall, kinda.
As we've come to realize, walls are just a suggestion in this game.
Yeah, and now Dean is trying to get storage again, so he can go do a bird piece rock also with that glitch.
I found out a fun thing about Cliff Plateau last night. The warp thing extends through the ground quite low.
Oh yeah.
Because I clipped through the floor, but I managed to get my momentum within that cylinder, and I still got warped up. I was like, oh no, I'm gonna void out, but I didn't.
It all turned out good in the end. And Tata, then Orange Rupee. So the one thing that's kind of hard with Bursbeak Rock when you have storage is getting up. So
I like the setup that Dean used, though. That's much easier than what I watched. I forget where I learned it from.
That's kind of a new strat. A lot of people are using it though, so
it's really strong. It's
proving to be effective.
Like in my seed last night, Deku Leaf was here.
And the Leaf is here too.
You know what? I'm starting to think that there's a problem with the randomizer, like a huge bias.
Yeah. So technically, the Deku Leaf is not the logic right now, but it's totally gonna be at some point in the game because it's so useful.
Not gonna stop us from using it, that's for sure.
Nope. It will be illogical to not use it.
It would be.
And Samura1man just catching Ivan now. And now another. So crazy thing is, we just saw Dean do Cliff Plateau and Bird Speak early, but ISO players do another Highland early in this tournament. Some people are doing Diamond Step early.
Really?
Yeah, apparently. Oh, 1 minute later. So apparently, if you throw yourself in the middle of the whirlpool that's created by the Big Octo near Diamond Step, it will warp you on the island.
Oh, come on.
And note to mom. That's a lot of letters that they can't use for now, but maybe will in the future.
I think
But yeah,
last night my delivery bag was go mode. And like I had all of the mail for the longest time.
Oh no.
Delivery
So,
bag is a sneaky one.
Just to answer chat, usually most runs are between 2 and 3 hours. Some players can go to 1 hour and a half, and some players go a bit over 3 hours sometimes.
Like me. 3.5 hours is actually the best seed I've managed.
And Pictobox. Pictobox on Windfall is always nice to see because that opens up 3 more locations on Windfall that they can do before leaving the island.
Which is real nice.
Yep, the more locations you can do before entering your first dungeon in this game is always good. You know what, Picare? I also want people to use the grandma model, and it's just because when they shoot the bow with her, well, her arms take most of the screen, and it's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, grandma has some buff arms. So Samura1man actually doesn't know that you actually only need to talk to Lenzo to open up the second story. You don't even need to go
I was gonna
upstairs.
say, I've seen a couple people do that. I'm like, is that important for something? Because I've never done it, and I've never seemed to lose out on anything.
It's not important, but not everyone knows about, let's say, all the triggers for the game. I believe Samura1man is more of a Twilight Princess player, so that might explain it.
Samura1man plays a lot of games.
Yeah, he's good. He's just fast in general, I think.
Yes.
You gotta live fast. And Dean getting his iron boots. And his Pharaoh's bow. And some double magic in the mail. That's not actually a required item, but it's pretty much the nicest non-required item to get.
It really is.
Mix that with some soup and you're just immortal. And Ramon just jumping onto the Ferris wheel.
Unfortunately for Samura1man, they have not gone to Cliff Plateau to go to Bird's Peak to get their Deku Leaf.
Yeah. Not everyone agrees that it's the fastest, because it's kind of a gamble. Like, if you don't get anything good, that's a small waste of time. But in this case, getting the Deku Leaf just made it totally worth it.
Yep. I usually don't prioritize it until I get the bait bag.
Yeah, at least Bird's Peak. Because the bait bag actually puts it in logic.
Yeah.
Oh, and an empty bottle. As well as the best item in the game, the Tingle Tuner. Which I've never seen anyone use.
We have a lot of not necessary but very nice items.
And Dean getting his moblins left. As well as his note to mom. My Samura1man taking a nice picture of Lenzo and Menenko. And I wonder what the reward for gossiping will be today. And it's some all-purpose bait. What a nice reward for gossiping. It's not a good reward.
I was gonna say, we're going
guy.
to agree to disagree on that.
No, I'm just being sarcastic. But yeah, it just goes to show you that gossiping is not the key to success. Good life lessons from Wind Waker.
Whereas Ocarina of Time would disagree. Gossip stones are the best thing to do.
Gossip stones. And the salvage corpse is just happy to see us today.
Dean, why are you getting storage? And we have Samurai picking up the Din's Pearl.
Nice. I didn't miss much. I had to answer a call. So the only I had access to one chest in that island. Nice. But Palprint is usually a very good location because there's so many items in it.
Oh, Dean was just killing time. Okay.
Hey, I mean, yeah,
you may as
time
well.
to do it. That's the magic of waiting for Milla. And Milla had bombs. Oh.
Worth waiting for today.
Yeah. Honestly, that opens up 2 more locations on Pawprint, the island Samura1man just visited. So that made it so worth it. The surprise Dean doesn't just use his leaf to get there.
Yeah, I don't know why he wouldn't. I guess just not used to having it this early.
Maybe, yeah. He wants to practice not having it. So one nice thing about the Dinner's Pearl, it actually doesn't do much in the game, but if you get it, the lava in the entrance of the Dragon Rose Cavern will be jammed. It will be stone, since the game thinks you have finished that dungeon.
Din's Pearl is my favorite pearl.
I think I'm still gonna prefer Pharaoh's Pearl because it gives you a piece of mail.
That's true. That does make Pharaoh's Pearl more actually valuable.
Yeah, mail is just so good in those settings.
I found since we added race mode that, like, you get progression ridiculously fast now.
Oh yeah.
Since now we're cutting out the ability for 2 dungeons to have any progression.
It's kind of nice in a way because I do believe that the reason they did that was to make the races faster. So that actually worked.
The issue was that most races were coming down to an Earth Temple, Wind Temple gamble.
Oh yeah, that last tournament that was a big thing.
Huge issue.
So Dean is gonna get his bait now.
Get baited.
Yep. Actual bait. So, fun fact that I've never seen used in a race ever, but apparently in the randomizer, the fish that is on each island will give you a hint to what kind of objects are around.
Like, is that added by the randomizer type of hints, or?
Yep,
what?
it's the kind of hints that is modified by the randomizer. I've never seen anyone use it because it's pretty slow to talk to that fish.
Yeah, with how relatively few places there are to find progression, it's not very useful.
Yep. I think it was an attempt to do like in, I don't know if you've seen A Link to the Past races, but they're pretty much very useful those days, most of the time.
I still haven't learned how to use those hint blocks that came out in V30. I kind of took a break from Link to the Past when V30 came out, and I just like haven't got around to learning how to use them now that I'm back into it.
Apparently the 30.4 they are on right now is kind of makes very trolly seeds, so might not be the best time to get back into it.
Maybe not. I mean, when hasn't Link to the Past been trolly though? Let's be real.
That's a true fact. And Dean getting his Dean's bro.
That's its name now.
Yep, that's the Dean's bro. Also, I've seen people in the comments in chat telling us that Dean has the bow. It's very possible that he has.
It's very possible. There's 2 items that we weren't able to see when he did storage early
he has
on.
the bow.
Were those bracelets?
Maybe. But I know for sure I've seen the bow, so I'm gonna put the bow in the tracker. Also, next time they warp, we should take a look at...
Delivery bag.
Oh,
Delivery bag's the other thing.
I'm surprised he hasn't used that.
I'm sure just like us, he just noticed. I don't think he's brought up his menu very much, because you don't need to do very many equips early on.
Yeah, one thing we should be on the lookout for, though, next time they warp, just trying to see what dungeons are required today. Kind of forgot to do this.
Yeah, I haven't made a mental note of it. There've been opportunities. So Forsaken, Dragon Roost, Earth Temple, and Tower of the Gods. So today we won't be doing Forbidden Woods or Wind Temple. Which, thank goodness for no Wind Temple.
And the dungeons are now marked in the tracker. And there's Sparrow!
Speaking of Tower of the Gods,
yeah. Other
with
than
the bombs and the
gods,
arrows found, it's available.
Talking about Tower of the Gods, I mean Nearest Pearl. Nearest Pearl is actually the one pearl that doesn't do anything other than open up Tower of the God in the game.
Yeah, you're not happy to see that pearl.
Yeah, and Dean is going to heal Grandma. Meanwhile, Samura1man just came to a dead end in Dragon Roost Cavern, sadly for, because there's a way for a small key to be in the big key chest, and you will need either the fire and ice arrows or the Deku Leaf on top of the grappling hook to get there.
Which for Samura1man, neither of those requirements are met. And
Not
Dean
yet.
has half of them.
Yep. Also, weirdly enough, just having that leaf before entering the Dragon Roost Cavern would help him. Because there's one chest that Samura1man couldn't access that Dean could right now. And Samura1man is now going to help Grandma too.
Good old Trog Island.
Yep, Trog Island. Everything in that game is gonna have a name at some point. Like,
I'm
you
sure
know,
it will.
Deansboro?
Has that
No,
been a
Bing-
thing for a while, or did you just make it a thing?
I just kind of made it a thing. It's the second time I mentioned it. And a Master Sword
Then it's
from
a
Rando.
thing. And I believe that's everything for Forsaken Fortress that we need.
Yep. Now, Tower of the Gods and Forsaken Fortress are both open to Dean. He's gonna have to make a choice. Samurai getting his soup. Yep, some nice mail order Master Sword. I don't even know how they make it fit in the mailbox, but I'm not gonna complain. They make it fit in the mailbox by pure force of Zelda logic. And Samura1man also getting his Master Sword from Grandman was actually very awful today. Hey, don't laugh at the paper Master Sword. Paper cuts are the biggest enemy.
That's what really sealed Ganon. Oh!
Oh my god, fire and ice arrows on Troga. Well, so right now, every gamble that Dean is making is paying off. Very generous seed for now. I wonder when it's gonna get trolly.
I don't know if you can call anything this early a gamble.
I mean, pretty much anyone will not want to go to that island, so I don't know.
I guess. At this point, I've adopted the strategy of go to Trog Island because nobody wants to.
Just in case it's something good. So now Dean is going to Ice Ring. That's an interesting choice. We're gonna get to see probably a little clip, not a little clip, but a little trick that not a lot of runners use. They usually wait to have the hook shots to get the chest easily. Or maybe he's just gonna use the vanilla way of using the iron boots. That's also a thing.
Iron boots are also pretty fast.
Yeah, just skip the puzzle.
If you're speedrunning Zelda, you want to skip as many puzzles as possible.
And Samura1man getting his delivery bag. And I get the feeling he's gonna want. So Dean just did the little trick I wanted to see. You can actually just roll into the gust of wind and make it to the other side. It's pretty useful to know, honestly.
Yeah, I tried that once and I just sort of fell into the water and I was like, never again.
Yeah, it's very easy to do it with the hook shot, but you can also do the slide like the game intends you to.
One day I'll consider practicing it proper.
It's pretty hard to practice since when you fall in the water you have to climb back up.
No, you just save it and quit. I feel like that's actually more struggle than it's worth. At least go there with grapple hook. Or don't you have to, actually?
Yeah, you need to grapple hook to get back up if you fall. So Dean had one shot at this. Not interesting technique from Samura1man is he's just going along with Millet.
You know, I don't think I've ever thought of pressing C up while crouched. This is quite the view.
Oh man, if you think HD introduced moving in first person, you've never seen this. Sadly, it's not the key to item sliding this time.
Not just yet, no.
And Dean opts to go to Dragon Rose first. Interesting. So I think everyone is gonna be surprised, but in that first chest, I'm gonna bet on it being a small key.
You know,
Rough bet, eh?
I think you're wrong. I don't think it'll be a small key today.
Oh wow, you're a gambling man.
Despite the fact that we've already seen it.
And it's always a small key since that's how the dungeon is made. It's the one item that will always be vanilla.
This is why we gotta push for a key lunacy in our next tournament.
Dude, I love playing Key Lunacy for fun. I'm weird.
I don't know, I like key sanities as well. I don't know why. I get that it does make boss keys in particular pretty annoying, but
Yeah.
the small keys are great.
I kind of love doing like, oh my god, Dean is gonna do this. So
What a snipe.
This,
I don't know if he got it. I don't think he got it.
don't think he got it, but he's gonna make the platform fall, and then use this to get iron to the dungeon.
But he doesn't need... Oh, he's getting to the top, right. He's doing it backwards.
Yep, he's gonna go do Dragon Moose Cavern backwards. Well, interesting thing about doing this dungeon backwards is if you have one key, one small key, and you enter a locked door from the wrong side, the game will count that small key and let you through, but it won't take it, so you can enter as many doors as you want that way.
I didn't realize you actually needed the key when going backwards through them. I know
Yeah,
it didn't need it.
You need one, so the game knows you can go through that door, but it won't take it anyway. Kinda miss what Moblin's Ladder gave us. Oops.
Programming is difficult. These are the edge cases you just don't think about.
Yes, chat. The hero shield on the snakeskin is invisible, but it's there. It's usable. It's just that we don't see it.
Why, though?
I don't know. It's a very good question to which I don't have an answer. And the looks picked a box. That's nice. That opens one location that is on Windfall, and he's on Windfall right now, so that's amazing.
You do like finding the Windfall locking items in Windfall.
Yeah. So Minenko's gonna get a picture taken. And give us the baby.
Well, hopefully Samura1man goes for it.
Oh, I mean, right now he doesn't have any way to do it other than use the bait bag, so I'd be surprised.
No, he's gonna do it. He's gonna use the gulls. We're seeing the gulls today.
Oh
he
man,
cannot afford to lose any more time.
Dude.
On not having the Deku Leaf.
I'm gonna have to prepare a danger zone by getting logins to play as you do it. Because when you play that song while being a seagull, your seagull becomes a fighter jet, and it makes everything easier.
Of course.
Ah boy. You don't believe me, do you?
I totally believe you.
Well, thank you. You're the first person to say that. Even if it's sarcastic, I will take it. And Samura1man getting his piece of art.
That's the kind of support you can expect from me.
A nice sarcastic support.
Exactly.
That's better than nothing.
Really?
I've seen worse.
I did not expect the Deku Leaf to be able to make that.
Yep, the Deku Leaf can do this. Worst case scenario, you can always safe warp, but you know, Dean won't do that. So we're gonna go see what the two chests before Goma are. And meanwhile, Samura1man is warping to Tower of the Gods. Oh, Master Sword!
Level
So
3 sword.
30 minutes in, and we already have two swords. Two sword upgrades. So Dean just found the compass. He already had the map. So now we know that every other chest in that dungeon would be important. Except the keys, maybe.
Can you skip keys?
I think you can skip the big key if you want. And like we said, he's doing it backwards, so he only needs one small key. So, but he doesn't know where they
watching
are.
Tower of the Gods.
Oh yeah,
I thought we were talking about Tower
nice.
of the Gods.
Oh, Tower of the Gods. You have a few skips there that are pretty interesting. Like, have you seen them skipping the first floor?
Oh yeah, I've seen them skipping the first floor, and I've tried, and I just can't.
Dude, just try it
Bomb
until
clips.
you get it. Even I can't get it, so I believe in you.
I don't yet understand how bomb clips work.
Oh,
or
you can do
clips.
it. Statue too. Actually, I found doing it with the statues a bit easier because I'm not worried about the statues exploding in my face.
Yeah, that's probably the roughest part.
But bomb clips are not that hard once you get used to them. So just keep practicing, and I'm sure you're gonna get it at some point.
That's the funny thing about muscle memory. Once it's there, and you don't think about it anymore.
Oh yeah. And the big key was in the lava chest. And the dual big keys. Oh damn.
That's sick.
Yep. Big keys in sync. Oh, is Samura1man living already? Surprising. Oh no, he doesn't have the leaf, he can't do anything else.
Also a bow.
Yep. I kind of forgot that Dean was the one with all those things. Oh man.
I'm trying to think just how much stuff Samura1man has left before Samura1man will get tunneled.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't find the grappling hook, he's kind of locked out of the leaf right now. So, well, unless he decides to use the seagull, like a casual.
I mean, until we find the grappling, we don't even know that we'll find the grappling hook beforehand.
Ah, here's why Dean was going in DRC. I forgot that Nereus Girl was there, and he needs it to get into Tower of the God.
That is true.
Kinda
Sometimes it's hard to distinguish between collective items.
Yeah, at some point they kind of merge together. And Dean realizing he doesn't have the grappling hook to get to the big key chest, so he's gonna leave. Fun fact, save warping to the entrance and then going out and save warping will bring you back to your boat, so it's faster than walking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who needs a leg? And Dean is
Legs are inefficient.
Dean is going Tower of the Gods. Yeah, that's pretty much everything he needs for it. Well, except Common Melody, but I don't think Dean needs this.
Well, that's not something that Dean needs, I'm sure.
Dean does things. Dean there done that.
Although now that I learned the bomb boosting strat, there's only one trick I need to learn to be able to do command melodyless, and that's the Cosmo Hop.
Oh man, don't do yourself rough on this. Try the Crypto Hop instead.
Wait, there's different ones?
Yeah, there's different setups. One of the most consistent ones.
Surprised.
And Samura1man getting his first bow upgrade from Bomb Island, since he didn't get the bow from Cliff Plateau. But yeah, there's a setup where you kind of settle on the statue on the right of the statue, like the big golden statue, and then you you change your direction. Like you look at the statue, you give it a good whack with your sword, and then you call the statue, and you should be golden. Like you can.
Okay. I think I watched Vesper do that one.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
I do like the looks of that setup.
I think Bob playing a thing made a like a bootcamp video with this in it, so maybe watch this. It's pretty good at explaining how to do tricks. And Samura1man is gonna get his exotic flower.
I like how Samura1man was like, well, I'm at Bomb Island, so he got his sea flower there.
Yeah, why not? Just don't trade it again, because you will get back a town flower for some reason.
Yeah, that'll be a waste of time.
And a waste of rupees, even if you don't really need rupees in that game mode. The one thing that's nice with wallet upgrades is if you get the first one, you will get some mail from Beetle that could have an item.
Yep.
And then he's gonna bound flip. Oh, and hook shot from the Zenari Trace side quest.
Now that's a good bit of divergence.
Yeah, that's a good reward. With this, right now, that opens up Diamond Step. The Samura1man could go there and get 2 items.
Hopefully it's a grapple hook.
Yeah, that would be nice. And Dean is just gonna leaf pump to the other side, because he has to fire Ice Arrows.
So much today.
When you have the fire and ice arrows, you don't even need to do the puzzle.
I knew that fire ice arrows are something that helped, but I didn't know that the Deku Leaf could make the gap.
Yeah, guys, we're spoiled. We're getting the spoilers back.
We're spoiled, we know where everything is. That's what the spoils bag does.
Yeah. You open it and there's just the spoiler log. Or at least I wish.
Just imagine.
And Samura1man is going to Diamond Step. When I started commentating those races, it took me a while to learn the names of all the islands, because I know them in French.
Oh yeah, that could be hard.
And let's say the French names are not all good.
Oh, so you do a little bit of a turn with your leaf. That's what I was missing.
Yeah.
I feel like I might be able to just do that now. Having that observation in my mind. This
That's the
Beamos is a very mean creature. I don't know how, like, once he gets you, I get stunned there for, like, minutes.
Oh, and Samura1man didn't want to deal with that this time.
Floor masters aren't worth it. If you can kill him, kill him.
The hookshot was a reward for the Zunari trade side quest. Zunari being the merchant on Windfall, like the guy that sells you the sail at the beginning of the game. And a boomerang! Not very useful today.
With Forbidden Woods out of play, it's not very useful at all.
It could be used on our friend Puppet Ganon. Who knows?
It's useful for me. These runners, I don't know if it'll be useful at all.
Oh, so Samura1man is opting for the jumping strategy, which is pretty good. Usually I just go into the corner, face through the floor, and then hookshot my way to that chest. But that's the reason I like Diamond Step. There's so many ways to do it. It's like free fun play, parkour or something. Nobody gets those chests the same way.
I'm pretty sure my road is almost identical to Samura1man.
Oh damn, nice. I mean, not so long ago I used to open like both pots and just go through pots. And now I can't even remember the vanilla way of doing that puzzle.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh,
hey, oh yeah, the pots. Using the pots, yeah.
yeah.
It's been so long that I don't even remember that.
Yep, like I said, vanilla way is not the way in this place. Oh, Samura1man actually opting to do that room. Very surprised.
I have a feeling that Samura1man is just as comfortable as I am with the roll clip, bomb clip, whatever.
Don't give up. One day you will be comfortable.
One day.
And Dean now playing the common melody to get something from the rock, which might not be common melody. Thank you, Randomizer. And it's an octo chart. Play some music to break a rock and get a chart. Was it worth it? Not really.
It was not even a little bit worth it.
But it was required to continue into the dungeon, so at least there's that.
Yeah, unfortunately, true.
Need to play music to rocks pretty often into that game. And Dean is gonna meet up with the Void. The Void is not a nice friend.
No, the Void is not a friend you want.
So maybe we're gonna see Dean do it? Yeah, that's the setup I was talking to you about. That's
yeah,
the one
I'm gonna have to get like actual input or just watch that really slow motion to determine inputs.
You did it really fast, that's why. But yeah, once you get that angle, you just go to a particular place and start hopping and just goes smoothly. It's a very interesting setup.
Very satisfying to watch, for sure.
Yeah. And Samura1man getting his spoils back. Would have loved to put that in the tracker, but it's not the required item, so they don't put it on it.
Why waste space, right?
Yeah. I mean, we used to have like the ghost ship shard on this, so it's upgrades.
Yeah, I imagine that was an oversight of some kind.
Or even at some point, we had the delivery bag, but when we clicked on it, it transformed into the ghost ship shard.
Really?
Yeah, sometimes programming is not the easiest thing. And when
Programming is not the easiest thing, but like some programming bugs are just funny.
Yeah. Like, never take programming bugs the wrong way. Like, this whole run is possible thanks to programming bugs, so...
It's true. Speedrunning can't really exist without bugs. Well, it exists, but...
Glitchless speedrunning.
Which honestly is my preferred form of speedrunning sometimes. Sometimes there are games where the glitches are actually fun to perform, but usually they're not.
Glitchless is pretty fun to watch, like, when you just want to see a game for the full story.
Yeah, absolutely. Casual runs are sometimes absolutely.
It's soothing sometimes to just do a casual run.
I think one thing that I would like to see with Tower of the Gods is if they just get rid of this. All of the things where you carry them and just everything here is open.
Oh man, that wouldn't be a long dungeon.
Exactly. It wouldn't be so painfully slow.
Dude, actually you love that dungeon because there's so many skips to do in it. Thanks to all those things to do. And Samura1man getting through the first floor the Venal way. He's now on the second floor. Well, almost there, technically. He has to take the elevator.
He's basically there.
He's just waiting for that elevator to get there. That's one of my favorite small skips, just rolling during the cutscene.
It's just a small bit of satisfying.
It's kind of the same feeling when you drop something and catch it before it touches the floor.
Yes, that
feels good.
A great feeling.
Just feels
like,
good.
I have averted a disaster.
It feels good, and you're just looking around you to know if someone saw you do this. Like, did you see this? Did you see this?
Look how cool I am.
And you're way too happy about this small victory.
You gotta take the small wins.
Yeah, sometimes it's what keeps you.
Keeps you going.
Yeah. Small victories. And Dean is just gonna skip most of that puzzle. And get Earth's Gobbler. I gotta say, I love the fact that Dean actually has the Tingle Tuner equipped right now. Are we gonna see some Tingle tuning?
I've never thought of not actually shooting that one eyeball thing.
Yeah. And
that's much easier if it's not moving.
with a lot of leaf pumping, everything is possible in that room.
I somehow still haven't learned how to not underestimate leaf pumping.
Leaf pumping is hard to learn, but once you master it, you can do a lot of things with it. Like that skip Dean just did.
I've definitely gotten comfortable with doing it. My brain just doesn't see a gap and be like, I can do this. What?
Yep, that's another way you can do it.
I always hop all the way around in small little bursts.
I usually do this too because I'm not very confident in leaf pumping. I know many strats that I can't execute.
Yes, that is the unfortunate curse of a commentator.
Yep, I've seen so many things, but I can do so little. And Samura1man now getting his Octo Chuck.
That's how this speed up works. I knew there was a speed up for this room, but I could never put it together myself. I knew that was basically how it worked, but I couldn't, like, when I'm in the room, I can't think of it myself for some reason. My brain just can't put two and two together.
Yeah, you just have to jump on the platform with the statue, like, very, very close to the edge, and then throw it on the other one as it gets up. It can be rougher than it looks.
You know, I said I was going to take a break from this randomizer, but I need to implement these things I'm watching. My brain's not going to let it go now.
Go ahead, man. I mean, it's not the hardest thing to implement as you go.
For sure, it's just like I need one run to sort of get it in my mind, and then like I can leave the game for a bit and won't be afraid that I'll forget it.
And Dean is getting a blue pea from the big key chest. You'd love blue peas. It's 5 times as good as the green rupee that exists in the rotation.
I mean, you're right.
Matic event here? If we're speaking on a mathematical sense, yes. Gotta say, it's very far from the best rupee though. The Tingle rupee is amazing.
The Tingle rupee is pretty great. That's the rainbow one, right?
Yep, the rainbow rupee with a value of 500. And Dean is now going to fight Golden, which will
was
be
there something that was added to replace, or did that exist in the game?
That existed in the game. The one way to get that rupee was to get all 5 Tingle statues for Tingle.
Oh, that's what you get for that.
Yeah, in the vanilla game at least.
And that is available if you randomize Tingle chests, right?
Yep, and it's pretty amazing.
I find whenever I actually randomize the Tingle chest, it's like, wow, I'm getting so many Tingle statues. I don't like you.
Samura1man taking the time to go buy a piece of art from Beetle. It's only 20 rupees, so why not? That location is actually not in logic, so. But he wants the pair. He wants the pair. We're gonna see some high stakes flying. He's gonna get into the danger zone.
Yeah, I guess at this point, Samura1man is out of checks, I guess.
Yeah, the leaf is definitely very useful. And the grappling hook doesn't seem in sight anytime soon, so I don't blame him.
I mean, I had a go mode grappling hook once.
Oh boy, that sounds very annoying.
The thing is, I didn't even realize that it was needed until I found it and I was like, oh, right. Glad I found you.
When you play a 100% randomizer and you get just shards at the beginning and are just waiting for that grappling hook.
I'm not quite ready for that.
Dude, I love doing 100%. It's fun.
How long did those take for you?
About 9 hours.
Okay, that sounds about right.
Not the best player, but in 100% I become pretty decent.
I will probably do a couple 100% minus the charts. Maybe like throw in the Triforce charts, but like I'm not ready.
The famous 83% run.
Is that exactly what percentage it is?
No, I just made that up. So don't tell my man in IS team, but it sounds about right.
It's probably right.
And Samura1man is gonna go get his leaf.
Honestly, it's probably something like 95% run. There's a lot of checks in this game.
Yeah, there's an awful lot of checks. I think it's like 293 when you do it 100%. Everything randomized.
Okay. So just under 300, and there would be 42, 41 treasure charts.
Yeah, and you have 41 treasure charts and you have 8 Triforce charts. So every island has a treasure on it.
Okay. Then that would be just under 90, so 88.
So yeah, Randomizer just got his leaf, so he's gonna go back to Cliff Plateau and finish that place up. And he's gonna be happy because it will unlock the Fire and Ice arrows for him. One of the 2 locations for the progression of the bow that we found today. There's a third one somewhere, we don't know exactly where.
And it could be anywhere.
It could be in the chest Dean is about to open too. Not quite. But with 2 bottles that open some room for dupe souping.
Gotta dupe that soup.
It's one of the most useful things in the game.
You know, soup duping is the only reason that I can actually succeed these runs that give me 3 hearts only.
Yeah, the randomizer is pretty harsh on this.
Because there's 290 things in the game and you only randomize about 100 of them. Or rather, only 100 of them are allowed to be progression.
Yeah, so you don't get a lot of arts. Most of those races end with about 5 arts, but even then that's only a quarter of what the game intends you to have at most, so it's not a lot.
We praise the soup glitch.
For many reasons, including double damage.
Double damage is arguably the most important part. Like, it speeds up bosses so much.
Yep, double damage is so nice. Also, infinite magic, very nice too.
Infinite magic is very nice.
In a run
That's
like
what I
today,
really
where they
like
have double magic, it's not as important, but
it's not nearly as important. Especially considering the fact that when you save warp, you get all your magic back.
Yeah, that's a nice thing they added in the randomizer.
Oh, that's a randomizer specific thing.
Oh yes, it is. I played HD recently, and I was sad when I saved warped and it didn't give me my magic back.
That is a very sad day.
And
we have
now...
sync.
Yep, they're
We've
at the
somehow
same place at the
converged
same
upon
time.
the same point.
And Dean just fell. So Samura1man is gonna go get the creep reward first. And Creep had Maggie's letter. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Did you stole this?
Dude's jealous.
Yeah, he wants to be a moblin, I guess. Oh man, Ding is pretty much doing parkour right now. Also, Dean doesn't have the hook shot right now, so he's gonna have to fly to that little island.
I've never yet been forced into this situation, but I do know it can happen.
I've done this when I was a kid, doing like casual runs. And
Yeah,
only
I
rupees.
mean, that's probably what would have come up to me when I played it through the first time.
Oh yeah,
I doubt I would have
play-
had the hook shot by the time I saw that chest.
As a kid, I remember like just loving moving the wind direction and doing stuff with the cool leaf. So
But now that we have Swift Sail, we just use the boat.
yep, this with sales makes things much easier. Oh, Dean is going to Needle Rock, which I believe is the last location that Fire and Ice Cyrils will open in Overworld.
Yeah, I think that's everything.
And the Skullhammer from the Postman. Once again, the mailman saves the day. They mail swords, they give you hammers, they have everything.
You know, I was wrong when I said that we could do Forsaken Fortress earlier.
Yep, I also realized that and I was just not saying it.
Just not bring attention to our mistakes.
Yep, doing the mistake skip. Yeah, Dane just left Windfall after doing creep, so I think he's just doing all the Fire and Ice Cyril locations. Or just,
I think Dean might be, waiting to do storage. Or wait, no, Samura1man's doing storage. What am I talking about?
Samura1man is doing storage. He's gonna super swim to Forsaken Fortress now. It's one way to save time. And the grappling hook. So the grappling hook is on Needle Rock. We now know this. With this, Dean could always go complete Dragon Roost Cavern. So we might see a bit of divergence right now.
So how does the Super Swim work with storage?
Honestly, I couldn't explain you.
That's fair. I started
I just
Super
know
Swimming when I was trying to do that strat at Cliff Plateau. I got storage and that I did something funny on the boat and I was suddenly Super Swimming. And I was like, I don't know what to do. So now I'm interested.
We have someone in the chat that could actually explain it, but it's pretty hard to explain when you just type it, so... Thank you, Bob, for the tots. So now that Dean has a grappling hook, is gonna go see if Ballprint doesn't hold something very nice for us. And meanwhile, Samura1man did a Wind Waker dive, and he's gonna swim to the zone to activate the fight with Phantom Ganon. So it's time for some tennis.
Oh, so when you activate the fight this way, you mess up your music.
Yeah, there's some instruments that don't spawn. So you had like all of the music. It's not quite as epic.
Yeah, it doesn't feel right.
And a third empty bottle for Dean.
And that's really the only thing relevant with grappling hook today, isn't it?
Well, it allows them to complete the Dragonroost Cavern, which is a required dungeon. So it will give them a try for shard, at least.
I suppose that's important.
Pretty important. Unless you found the SD bear skip. Yes, they did mod the Swift Sail into the randomizer as a nice quality of life improvement. Makes everything faster. And going fast is kind of the name of the randomizer. Oh, and cabinet deed.
That is a very nice find.
Yeah, especially for Samura1man, because he has the hammer and the hook shot, but he doesn't have the grappling hook yet, so he will need to either wait for this or maybe do a clip I don't know about.
Yeah, I don't think there's any opportunity for storage inside the...
And the light arrows are in Forsaken Fortress.
What a stacked Forsaken Fortress.
Yeah.
Like, it only has 3 items.
Oh,
All of them are useful.
A wallet upgrade. Well, to be fair, the wallet upgrade only gives us a piece of mail, which we don't know is gonna be if it's gonna be useful yet or not.
But it has a use. It's not a junk item by any means.
Yeah, that's at least nice.
I'm used to everything in Forsaken Fortress being garbage.
Also, thank you, Bob, in chat for confirming that there is a cabinet skip. If we see it, I will try my best to explain what's happening. With my limited knowledge and goodwill.
I could very well be wrong, but you, by cabana deed skip, you just mean getting into the house, right?
Apparently, it involves chest storage shenanigans. So I could always find a perfect explanation for it.
Yeah, so you'd hook shot up to the chest on the top of the island, and then chest storage that, and then walk under the house.
You're inside without a grappling hook. Do you get stuck? So people are talking about Master Bottle. So we get a feeling that Dean actually has found his last bottle. And Dean is getting Common Melody.
Very nice.
Thank you, Bob. Very interesting. Learning new things every time. Even in the chat now.
Oh, okay.
And it's time for the big bird. We're gonna have two bosses at the same time, so that's nice. Yes, for the incoming melody is not required, but it's nice to know where it is. Well, you will need it in Earth Temple, at least.
Dean might not.
Yeah.
I was watching Woofer go through Earth Temple, and boy is it broken with storage.
Yeah, unless he's not in go mode, then he might need the common melody in our temple. But with all stack this seed has been, I don't see it happening. And Samura1man just got the storage, and now he's going back into the tower that is supposedly full of water.
Snake very much looks like a think emoji right now.
Yeah, kind of beautiful to see him shield without a shield.
Blocking the cutscene.
Yep. So, is the Big Bird gonna be nice to us today? And he's there.
This particular spot makes me nervous.
Yeah, I've never seen
had
anyone do that spot.
Flip through the floor just like to the left. I don't let it get anywhere near that wall if I can help it.
And Dean has defeated Goma. Meanwhile, Samura1man has defeated the Big Bird. And that Big Bird is a name, it's a Maroc King, just remembered. Yeah, they're in sync very often today, Bob. If you want to follow the runners, the links are in chat. About very good runners. Do believe Dean mostly does Wind Waker HD and Randomizer, and Samura1man is more of a rarity, but it's always speedrunning, so it's pretty nice. He speedruns many games. And if for some reason you want to follow us, the commentators, you can also do it.
I myself stream a lot of different randomizers, mostly Zelda.
And
I have done some Paper Mario randomizer.
Oh, that's a thing, nice.
It is.
Also, if you want to follow me, just don't, because I've never streamed it, so it's not the best thing to do.
Maybe one day I'll stream.
Yeah, one day. And then never do it again. Just kidding. And now Dean is super swimming. So, I think we know where he's going. And a light ring shard in the mail. So seems like Samura1man is gonna go check Fire Mountain now. To be fair, chat, I don't think Link in this game is old enough to think about this for any gender. So Dean, the grappling hook was in Needle Rock Island.
I mean, adult Link from Ocarina of Time is mentally the same age.
Yeah, he's a child at heart.
The maturity is still 9-year-old.
Yep, just a 9-year-old with an adult body going around beating up people.
The life. Who would be ahead right now?
I'd give a slight edge to D, but it's not the end of the world right now. Like, it's not the biggest gap.
One thing that Dean doesn't have is the hook shot.
Yeah. But he has the light arrows now. He must be very happy about this.
And we found the hook shot at the postman for Maggie's letter.
Just gonna say it, but right now Dean is doing Forsaken Fortress without the hammer, so that's pretty interesting.
Oh, yeah. Where was the hammer?
The hammer was the... you know Maggie's letter? The postman when you talk to him after?
Oh, that was the... That was the skull hammer. What was the hook shot?
The hook shot was the reward from the Zunari side quest.
Right, okay.
Also, to answer chat, once again, the grapple hook was in Needle Rock Island, which is where Samura1man is going right now. So I could have just said nothing and you guys would have found out in like 5 minutes. Axe. Like another race I was commentating yesterday. We put something on the tracker that one player didn't have, and when chat told us that he didn't have it, he opened the mail which had that item in it, and we're like, did he not have this?
It looks like he has this.
It looks like we're just ahead of our game. Oh, Dean is saving. He's just quitting. So now he knows that that chest has nothing important. So I think he's gonna use it to climb up. And Samura1man has now his grapple hook.
But what use would that be?
What do you mean? What use would that be?
He doesn't have the skull hammer. How can he fight the Helmarok King?
That's a good question.
That may not be his goal. I don't know what would be.
It's interesting to say the least. And he's Wind Waker diving back in. Different loading zone this time. So he's inside. Yes, Bob, that's the one thing I'm confused about too. If he left the chest, it will be the bed chest, but I don't see him skipping it. Oh, he forgot the chest in the lower prison, right? Oh no. Buckle and chest then.
Chest on bed, I guess?
I'd be surprised because he got caught by the floor masters and he was so close to the bed chest that it's not a very efficient thing to do. So I'm gonna bet on the chest with the bokoblins. Yep, it's closed. I saw it.
Yeah, I actually forgot this chest existed altogether until my race today.
Yep, and it's a very important chest because it has the cabinet needed. Meanwhile, Samura1man is back into Dragon Roost Cavern, making his way. Gonna go get that big key chest. Yeah, this race is getting closer and closer. Yeah, Bob, I saw this too. He didn't open the water pot. He's gonna have to go back to that dungeon at some point, and you won't be able to do it that way.
I think warp pods are a very interesting bit of strategizing to do. Because sometimes you just don't want to bother because you're not going to return there.
Oh, he's finally doing the mail, at least.
This will probably get him to do the trade sequence.
Yep, he could do the trade sequence. Right now he needs the hammer and the hookshot to progress, so... Yes, Bob, I'm also sad about the fact that he's gonna have Super Swim again. At least we get to see the postman argue with a bad man again.
Riches certainly didn't do much for his personality.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. I don't think there's much of a way to intentionally throw a randomizer.
Yeah, just about who thinks about doing a thing first. Yeah, red chuchelli is the best prize.
Like, absolutely, you can make decisions that aren't favorable for you, whether that's because of metagaming your opponent or whatnot. But you can't really throw.
And he finally got his hammer. That was gonna be pretty sad that he actually super swam there with the letters on him that would have allowed him to complete the dungeon. Yep, we're gonna see him swim again.
So soon.
Yep, this time I think is gonna be the last, at least. Meanwhile, Samura1man working to complete his friggin' rule scav. Getting his third bottle. Yes, Diamond Step has been done on Samurai's side. It's only at the Boomerang and at Knight's Crest.
Neither of which are high priority for Dean, I'm sure.
Not really, yeah. The Knight's Crest, though. We have the spoils
Not important
bag.
in this tournament.
We have the spoils bag. For once, we can't even look at it. Yes, Boomerang wasn't Diamond Step, as I just said. Oh man, Mortal of Ring would be nice. I want to see this happen now. And Samura1man getting second sword upgrade. As well as a nice compass. Dude, I wish the spoilers bag actually gave us spoilers.
As punny as it is, I don't know how functionally valid it is.
I don't know, man. All I know is I get nervous every time they roll up the stairs.
Yeah, it just ain't right.
And Dean is now getting inside the Elmo account. Don't think that's how it works, Bash. Don't think. Samura1man getting a nice treasure chart, which is absolutely useless. It's good paper though.
Or better yet, every time you pick up a spoil, that's an additional 10 seconds to look at the spoiler log.
Oh boy, that would be hard to moderate.
I don't think you would ever run a tournament on it.
I don't think so. Samura1man is flying his way to, I think, the last chest for him in the RC.
And then all that will be left is Goma.
Yep. Well, then we're getting some nice names for a spoilers bag tournament. So Samura1man is gonna warp out of there. Play warp. And then it's gonna probably use the warp plus to get back right back to Goma. And Emerald King now doesn't have a helm.
But is 10 seconds more than enough time to spot 2 needed items when you have to scroll through it within the Wind Waker text box?
That text box can be pretty fast. Especially with that nice quality of life improvement, which is instant text boxes. Dean has defeated our friend Elmer. Meanwhile, Samura1man is kinda liking the lava, I think.
I mean, you do have time to kill, and may as well just hurt yourself in the lava.
I had a friend that fell in lava once. Never saw him again.
The key thing to note in that sentence is had a friend.
Yep, the past tense is very important. Oh, Dean is actually going to Cabana without the hookshot. I think he's hoping for hookshot to be in the Cabana. He's gonna
Perhaps.
be quite sad.
Definitely will.
Also, we're still looking for the power bracelets to get into Earth Temple.
Yep, so Earth Temple is not on the table.
Not yet, at least.
But they have to be somewhere available in our overworld.
There's a few checks left. Yes, Bob, I know they can enter their temple, but they... Oh,
Are those 2 checks by chance the cabana? I think that's all that we have left.
There's a good chance for those bracelets to be here, yes. Well, it's kind of hard to say who's winning right now because Dean has more completed dungeons. Samura1man has to go finish Tower of the God. But at the same time, Samura1man has more overworld checks made, I believe. Well, at least more important ones. But yeah, if Dean remember that scenery side quest is a thing, maybe that race would be way different right now.
So I'd say Samurai is definitely behind just based on the fact that Samura1man has to kill Godan.
I really hope he remembers that scenery is a thing soon. And the mirror shield, which is also a nice thing to have.
That is one
He
more
doesn't
overworld
have.
check for him.
Dean just remembered he doesn't have the hook shot.
What? I have to do it the regular way? The hard way?
We're still pretty far from vanilla right now.
Yeah, I mean, you still have the advantage of the skull hammer trick.
And the power bracelets are here.
As predicted. As nearly inevitable, actually.
As the legends foretold!
As process of elimination has foretold.
Need to make it more legendary.
No, that's a legend. The process of elimination is a legendary process.
The mythical side of just numbers.
Yeah.
Dean! Dean! You were so close! You went so close. Oh no, he doesn't have the town flower. He can't actually hit. They need to get a town flower and then go back to Greatfish and then go trade it twice to that Gora and then get back to Windfall to get the hook shot. Unless he wants to mortal. It is getting the flower. Yep, we're seeing this. It's happening. It's happening. We're getting closer. The one thing I'm wondering is, once he gets the hook shot, is he gonna do Diamond Step?
I mean, I would.
Yeah, there's a good chance he will, since it's pretty much the one overworld location that's left for him.
Hopefully, after Tower of the Gods, Samura1man will go straight to Cabana, which would make sense because
Yeah.
Cabana is directly south of Tower of the Gods.
Yep, it's very close. That private was, as I said, a nice view on the ocean, and then a big tower popped up right next to it, devaluing the place.
Where was the command melody?
My god, command melodies. My god, I don't remember actually. I don't remember. I'm sorry. Ah, it was an FF. Thank you, Bob. Also, no.
So Samu definitely has it then.
Yeah, there's a good chance he has it. Next time you save warps, I'm gonna look at it to be sure, but oh,
I'm just gonna mark all of them. Wind Gods Aria was in Tower of the Gods, right?
Yeah, it was in the RC now, remember. Oh, thank you. Also, Bob, yes, I saw parts of your race with Samura1man yesterday. You did well, Bob. You did well. I can confirm. Can confirm that is the real Bob, because he's not, right now not being good on himself. So I can confirm that's the real one. You did all right, Baguette. You did all right. So back to our race. Dean is now in Earth Temple. He decided to not go to that other place. I'm instead.
Lucky for him. All that's waiting there is a boomerang.
Yeah, he doesn't actually need it. I do believe Dean has hook shots, but I kind of missed it.
Yes, Dean did get the hook shot. I will mark that.
Bob says no, but I'm gonna believe into the power of the hook shot. If he doesn't have it, we will take it off. Next time he opens the menu, I will be able to be sure. So right now we're pretty much confirmed to have the last sword in our temple. So when he's gonna get it, when he gets it, he will be in go mode. How do you get more than one soup? It's pretty easy. In this game, there's a glitch that we call soup do, and it lets you. Basically, if you pause at the same time as you drink your soup, you can switch your item for an empty bottle, and you will get enough soup into that empty bottle from doing that. Because the game will still make you do the animation for drinking soup, and think it came from that item. You can also switch to any other item, but you won't get enough soup from it.
One thing I found out by accident was that if you put a fairy bottle there, you will erase your fairy bottle with an empty bottle.
I call it drowning the fairy, actually.
I'm glad we have an established term.
Also, I love the fairies in that game because when they're in the bottle, their little one makes it look like they're crying for some reason.
Oh no, they definitely are crying.
Oh no, that's a little wand. Actually.
What? What?
Yep, it's a little wand. But I love to believe they are crying.
I will never not believe that they're crying.
They're doing both. But I can confirm
they're crying on the inside.
Aren't we all crying on the inside though?
I mean, speak for yourself.
Oh, you cry on the outside then. Good.
Yes.
At least you're at ease with that. Is the tears wand. So it's over for Golden. So right now it's 7-7 for Try for Shards. No problem, Bob. So yeah, Dean is now in her temple, making his way. Samura1man is also gonna enter our temple now. Oh yes, Dean got a Tingle statue. It couldn't be happier right now. It's pretty much the best item. And Dean is getting purple. Don't know how to blue pea the purple rupee. Then he's gonna go. He's gonna try for a nice clip or a nice roll clip, and gets it. So the one nice thing about that grip is that you can actually just fly, check if the item is good, and go back if it's not. If it's good and you have the boomerang, you can also use the boomerang to get that item from the crypt without going into it and having to fight the redeads.
Though Dean does not have a boomerang.
Yeah, but he was lucky because the item was actually the compass. So he didn't need it. And Samura1man getting his mirror. And Dean getting a nice skull necklace. More spoilers for the spoiler log.
So Samura1man is not too far behind. He'll be entering Earth Temple momentarily with these power bracelets.
Yep, he just got the bling, now he needs to go to the dungeon.
And
Well,
maybe it'll come down to a gamble.
Basically right now, the one big difference between the two is the fact that Samura1man has more overall checks left, but he's going to our temple, so it's not mattering right now.
At this point, have we established that it cannot be in the
It
overworld,
can
or
be in
are
the
there...
world.
What's left?
Yeah. Only our temple right now is the only place it can be. It's just a matter of where in our temple it is.
Well, I think we've seen from Dean that there's nothing of value in the top pit, so if Samurai just goes straight to the basement, that'll make up some time.
That's a good point, chat. It also could be an angular. That would be the biggest troll.
Oh yeah,
That's the
we
one thing
have
left on
both skipped
Overworld.
angular.
I mean, if they don't find it in the dungeon, or maybe if it's not in the dungeon, it could be on Vital's letter.
Could be.
That you get for finishing the dungeon. So there's a few checks after the dungeon if they don't find it there.
I wonder if Samura1man is feeling risky.
Well, Samura1man is in the dungeon right now.
Are we gonna see some gambles?
Who knows? To answer your question, Corrugate, the randomizer has many different things that you can put in logic, but in the settings we use for the tournament, the charts don't have anything because we're trying to make it be always between 2 and 3 hours at most. So it's faster and easier to broadcast. But if you download the randomizer for yourself, you can put any settings that you want and play with them. I've actually done some runs that have no dungeons in them, and it's pretty fun still.
No dungeons is something that looks fun to me.
Oh yeah.
And now that we have logic in place that lets us do race mode, I'm sure it won't be too much longer before we can customize the number of required dungeons.
Oh yeah, I love this, honestly. It would be so nice to just practice dungeons. Yeah, that's actually one thing that's pretty hard in the randomizer, practicing stuff. In Randomizer General, like your only option is pretty much to open your game and play it all the way through to get where you want, to the place you want to train in.
Yeah, Wind Waker doesn't have any kind of a practice ROM out yet?
I don't think so. You kind of have to make your own.
There's always save states.
Yep. Unless you're in console like me. I just love playing on my old Wii. Oh, apparently according to Bob, there's some Japanese codes. That will be nice. Gonna have to talk to you about this later, man. Yet at this point, Samura1man is pretty much on Dean's heels. They are in the same dungeon.
So will Samura1man take this key and head straight for the basement? That's what he needs right now.
He's just doing things vanilla, Bob. It happens even to the best of us. Gonna go take that chest. Get some rupees from him.
How is Dean wasting time? He has to check all the chests. We need that master sword.
In that room, the statues, he could have used a little trick to just not bother doing the statue. So, that's something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I saw Woofer do that against me.
And Samura1man is now going down. They're pretty much on Dean's heels right now. And Dean is going further down right now. Pretty much the one thing left for Dean is the many mirrors room.
Oh no.
Dean!
Oh no.
Dean dare done that. He's climbing his way up. And Midley just broke her head. And Samura1man now also has the big kick. Who knows, maybe we'll gamble and go straight to the boss and not do the basement. Bet on Angular.
Yeah, I saw Eastern. Earth Temple has quite the strats.
Sorry for talking about the past earlier. Now you have Eastern Palace in the mind.
I've been watching so many different randomizers and the names start to mix.
I mean, I've heard people misname dungeons a lot. Like my friend Scary Olive always calls her temple the Spirit Temple for some reason. Which, I mean, is not very far from the truth. It's pretty much a ghost
That almost
temple.
sounds intentional because of the fact that the mirror shield is common.
Yeah. Also ghosts. Spirits.
Also ghosts.
You're gonna need like Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd to help us there.
They were the first heroes of time.
Yeah, Bill Murray. Bill Murray has the Triforce of good cameos. Which is totally a thing I didn't make up right now.
Totally.
It's the dark triangle in the middle of all the other pieces.
Ah, yes.
Because that's how that works.
There has to be a dark triangle. There's no way there isn't a dark triangle.
It's not an absence of triangle, it's just a dark triangle. So Dean just missed the eye from with Medley, so he has to go back and do it. Apparently, this is not the fastest way to do that puzzle, like to unlock everything, but it's one way to unlock everything at once. So it's kind of nice at the same time.
It's really not the fastest?
No, it's not the fastest. Apparently, you don't even need to move any statues or something. There's ways to reflect the light with Medley, and then on your shield to open up everything, and then you can roll clip to get into the big key room.
You have to do the first one though, right?
Yeah, you have to move the first one.
I'm
Also,
like, there's no
it's
way
like
we're getting around that one.
Not gonna lie, I kind of do it the Dean's way a lot because I love unlocking everything at once.
It seems a lot simpler.
It's pretty simple, yeah. So just spoilers for now.
Samu and Dean are about to be in the same room at the same time. Ooh, I did not know you could side hop down here. I've never
Yes,
thought to
you
do
can.
it. I guess there was nothing really making me not think it.
Dean is... Yeah, the tricky part is to get Medley on top of the mirror, honestly.
Yeah, I was having some trouble with that last time.
So what is gonna be in that chest for Dean? Just the map. So is the big key chest gonna have the Master Sword, or are we gonna have to go visit Angular?
I think we're gonna have to visit Angular. I think Sammy should just leave this room right now and just rush Angular, go full gamble.
It can be on the big key chest, it can be on Vito's letter. There's a few places still.
Actually, Bito letter is actually a sensible gamble.
Yeah, it's my gamble right now.
But I'm still on Team Angular because I started on Team Angular.
It's alright. So it's not Team Big Key Chest. We know that now. Sorry, Bob. Sorry, Bob.
Samu, leave!
So we have a 50-50 chance. Which team are you on, chat? Team Angular or Team Vito's ladder? So we now know that what Samura1man is doing is now pointless, but he doesn't know that. So it's all about the journey and not the destination right now.
That was a dirty snipe from that Chew.
Yeah, that Chew was very good. It's the employee of the month.
Definitely.
I can't. In every one, you have like one enemy that does very well, and I like to call them the enemy of the run.
I like employee of the month.
Yeah. So that Chew is definitely it for this run. It's a 50% chance. Get it, guys. So we're gonna see as soon as John is dealt with. Unless Dean decides that he wants to check Diamond Step, which wouldn't be the best bet. But will make for a very, very close race.
I mean, at this point, I wouldn't rule it out. Although, really, Dean would probably be thinking that Samu has that, and if you're gonna be a gambler, you're not gonna go to Diamond Step.
Yeah. I'm actually more worried about Samura1man because he has more overworld checks left, so it's not as clear cut where the last sword could be outside of the dungeon for him. I do hope he checks like the mail first because it's kind of tied to the dungeon.
Yeah, always check mail as soon as you can.
Bob is making a good point. There's a good chance Dean will go to Diamond Step because it has 2 chests, so the probabilities are higher for it.
If Dean is a probability runner, then absolutely.
Since the info comes from Bob, there's a good chance Dean will follow it because they have done a lot of runs together, so they kind of know each other's place. We're gonna see. Bob, one day you will win against Dean, and he will congratulate you. He will be happy for you, I'm sure.
Samu's taking Medley with him. I think he's gonna do the top part.
Yeah, the top part he didn't do, so that's getting a bit less close. And like I said, he also has more overall left, so maybe It will be a bit longer than we think. And Dean is definitely going to die in step. Do our markers boomerang already? He's gonna be thrilled to know he has the boomerang. Ooh. Just not close enough. Now it's all good. Wow, but what is this crazy talking about following the logic? You? Do you even remember how the logic works?
Although now that I think about it, Samuru doesn't really need medley for anything up here, does he?
No, he doesn't. When you have the mirror shield, you don't need her for anything here. Well, at least on the left side. She's needed on the right side a bit. And the boomerang for Dean. The one thing you could have marked ahead. And Samura1man getting his forbidden dingo stitch.
With double magic and light arrows, this room has gotten a lot easier.
Yeah.
I was sad to find out that these statues don't actually break to light arrows.
Yeah, when you have played Ocarina of Time Randomizer, you kind of expect them to do, but not in this game, sadly. Stairmaster, probably because it's the fastest way to get to the save button when you have a lot of items.
Yeah, I've never understood that myself.
Actually, when you change, hey, Master Swordwise Beto,
It's
yes!
the mail. The Samu's not gonna get too tripped up by that, I imagine.
I had it. I had it. And now, with this, Dean is in absolute go mode, and it's time to add for Arrow. Unless Dean really screws up his puppet Ganon, I don't see Samura1man winning, so it's over now. But we still get some nice Wind Waker to look at, even if we know the results. It's always a nice game to watch, so.
It is a pleasant game to watch, I do agree.
And Samura1man is now going to beat Jahala. So it's time for a nice skip in this game. The bear skip. Since we're in SD, we actually need all the Triforce Beasts to do this. So nice bear skip. Skip the bear skip. That's the skip.
That most definitely is Snake Link.
Air skip is actually a thing in HD, but not in SD. We haven't found a way to go fast enough to do it yet. Actually, there's one way, but we can't do it in that place. Like, you could use a moblin to go to the right speed, but there's no moblins to do it. So, it hasn't been found on SD yet. Maybe one day. Also, another nice convenience tweak from the randomizer. You can skip skip those rematches with the bosses.
It's so nice. I don't even remember what the boss refights look like.
Like the boss fights, but in black and white. Yes, currently the HD speedrun any percent is under an hour, 54 minutes if I remember well. And well, they even skip bombs at this point, so it's also the low percent speedrun at the same time.
You don't see that too often.
This is getting ridiculous. So Dean is on the staircase to victory right now. It's gotten to the point where the HD any percent run is so fast that the progression video about the world record for this game is longer than the world record for this game.
That's when you know you've broken your game.
It's pretty much a cutscene marathon at this point. Just item slide between cutscenes until it's over.
Yikes.
So I gotta say, we were complaining about not having that many arts at the end of the game, and this is one of the worst ones for this. Only 3 arts.
Yeah, you can't get much less than that.
And Samura1man has now his Master Sword. Ooh, it's already on the tracker. Nice. Epic Yoshi being extra fast.
I didn't do anything.
Really? Did I put it on by accident earlier? Good.
There's a ghost tracker.
The unknown tracker, the real unsung hero. Ding ding, rolling away. Oh, he got that shot. That nice square shot.
The double.
He only needs one more hit on that second phase, and it will be over. Yep, he got the grip shot. I was looking for the name, Bob. Thank you. So there's many ways to go with the Moldon 4 phase. You can snipe it, you can take out a bomb and run into the guy, you can quick spin him, stop him too. And Samura1man also doing his bear skip right now. And Dean is done with our friend Puppet Cannon.
So if you've enjoyed this run this race between Dean and Samu, make sure to drop him a follow.
Yeah, both extremely good runners. they also, I do believe they stream outside of this too, so that's always nice. If for some reason you also like what we're doing, the commentary, you can also follow us. Do believe Epic Yoshi streams a lot more than me, so might be a better idea on this side.
Debatable.
I guess I have serious brain issues then, Bob. You're a nice Bob.
I'm sure I will develop serious brain issues, Bob.
Seems that he's a nice Bob. I mean, earlier in the tournament, he won the Battle of Bobs, so that's something.
What was the Battle of Bobs?
Bob playing the thing against Gobbity Bobbity. Both guys are called Bob.
Beautiful.
Battle of Bobs.
Wait, so the first hit on Ganon is you just don't talk to Zelda?
Yeah, you just wait there. You don't move, and she will hit Ganondorf like most of the time.
I have been doing it all wrong. It's so much easier.
So much. That's the one thing I love about doing commentary. You learn something new every time. Honestly.
No kidding.
And it's over. Dean has slain Ganon with a time of 2, 12, and 14 seconds. Send your GGs in the chat, and the audio is now gonna switch to Samura1man while we wait to see if Dean will come and do an interview with us. Oh, seems like he's gonna do it. He's in the setup right now. GG Dean.
Hello. Thank you for the GGs.
That's not the problem. You gave us a pretty good run, man.
Holy crap.
That's pretty close, yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at my timer and looking at my my race, and I was just, is he gonna finish any moment now? Because they just made a lot of really sloppy secondhand mistakes. So.
Yeah, another small mistakes, but in the end, it went all right.
You did Earth Temple wrong. Thanks, Bob. I know. I didn't feel confident with Earth Temple strats yet.
You did it the vanilla way, so somewhere there's a Nintendo employee that's very happy with you.
I just practiced Puppet Ganon about 500 times between yesterday and today, so that's all that matters.
And you were already pretty good at Puppet Ganon, so
you can never be too good at Puppet Ganon. Just ask Cryptic SR.
Oh yeah,
He's 6,000 plus attempts on Puppet Ganon plus TAS.
Honestly, like that's crazy. The Puppet Ganon is pretty much one of the most important fights of the game. If you mess it up, like, you can lose so much time.
And it's literally just first phase. Like, the second and third phase, like, have potential for a little bit of time loss, but if you have a mess up on your first phase, it could be minute plus. It's crazy. Going with the Tetra model, I see.
Yeah. Yeah, like, I gotta say, if you're not confident with your snipes on the first phase, you might as well get out your boomerang.
Yeah. I find that sort of hard, though, too. I find it hard because the tail gets, like, jumbled up because he moves around and stuff, and so it gets, like, blocked. I don't know, it's hard both ways. It's just a shitty fight.
It's the biggest difficulty spike in the whole game, and I don't know why Nintendo made it that way.
Well, I don't know. The whole game is really lax. I mean, you take a quarter heart damage from like most things, and half heart damage from like Puppet Cannon ramming into you. So it's really not all that rigorous as compared to like Breath of the Wild or Skyward Sword.
Oh no, yeah. The one enemy that is the most that does the most damage in Wind Waker is actually just the pig on Outset, which is pretty weird.
Yeah,
How much
that is.
damage does the pig do?
The big pig does 3 hearts of damage when it aggro's on you.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think Mulgera, when it eats you, it does like 2 hearts. So like that's pretty. That's a boss.
I've had it happen a lot. I know that for a fact.
Even Ganondorf can do 3 hearts of damage to you. So
Mulgera is the snake boss in the Sand Temple, Wind Temple.
Oh yeah.
Aren't Dark Knot strong?
True,
Yeah, I think they have like 16 health for like a regular one and like 25 for a mighty Dark Knot, but like if you have light arrows, nothing really is strong.
Everything is trivial with light arrows.
Light arrows were pretty early on, it seemed like, for this one, which is really nice too.
Yeah, very nice. Forsaken Fortress. Actually, Samura1man got those before you, just a little bit.
I didn't do my mail correctly. If I would have noticed I had a delivery bag earlier, then I would have done mail on Windfall before going to Forsaken Fortress. But there was, I think the 1,000 wallet rupee upgrade had the skull hammer behind it in the mail, so it was almost like you had to double dip anyway.
Actually, it was Maggie's letter that had it. So if you had done your mail before going Forsaken, you wouldn't have that.
Okay, okay. It was one of the mails because I'm like, I looked at it and all of a sudden I had like 3 mails. I'm like, oh, hello.
Yeah. Like we knew way earlier than you that you had the delivery bag. We noticed it on your menu.
Oh, nice. I didn't. I was just going through it and I just completely did not make any mental note of it.
Yeah, that's also the reason why you didn't have the hookshot for most of the game, because you didn't know you had the delivery bag.
Yeah, because I would have done Zunari's way sooner if I would have known. GG to Samu.
Honestly, yeah, GG to Samu.
Wanted to ask, although I'm sure I've asked before, is the Tower of Gods boss kind of reminds you of Andross? It does with the, I mean, but Nintendo uses hands and head and floating eyes all the time, so it's a very common characteristic when it comes to it.
I think the weirdest thing about that boss is it's so recycled, but yet it's the one original boss in this game that you don't need to use the sword to beat, so it's kinda nice and different for some reason.
Gobbity, thanks for the GGs. You're awesome.
Yeah.
Vashtown, thanks for the follow. You're awesome.
Oh shit. They're actually doing the thing we said, following the runners. They're doing it.
I know. Wow.
Man.
I'm okay with it. I'm just a Wind Waker speedrunner. That's pretty minute niche.
Yeah, you do HD, right?
Yeah, I really like the feel of SD a lot better, and then also with Randomizer being like almost a hybrid between the original and HD because of just the better physics and stuff, it makes it so replayable. Just race mode. Yeah, Vash, we can't like chat with people, so like I didn't want to like know that I was checking my notifications, I guess. I just saw it and
during the races the chat is off, so
we are very serious about our races here.
Yeah, the rules must be enforced.
Although with race mode versus like the last tournament we had with race mode, it's a lot less likely that you're gonna get complete luck and chance by going to the wrong dungeon, like because you know that your 4 dungeons are gonna have stuff in the other 2, but in the other before race mode, you could just be randomly going through Earth Temple and not find anything.
Also, GG Samura1man and welcome. So, big question to both runners now that you both are here. How do you feel about this seed in general?
I hate it to start. That's all I can say.
Yeah, the start was pretty rough for you because you didn't do the Cliff Plateau early strat that everyone does almost. and the leaf was locked behind this.
Yeah, I don't know the storage that well in those areas. That's why I didn't want to do them.
That's pretty fair, honestly. But still, it was very, very weird and nice to see you use the seagull. I haven't seen that in a while.
Oh man, seagull strats.
Yeah. Just turn on like a danger zone by Kenny Loggins and do it.
I have some bossa nova jazz in the background for my stuff, but
oh, nice.
just trying to relax and take it easy because I know Samu is a pretty renowned speedrunner, and I was like, well, I gotta practice hard if I want any chance here. So, and Bob and I literally practiced for like 3 hours yesterday after our seed on just strats and stuff. So it was really helpful.
Seems like it paid off.
Maybe I should have practiced as well. I do know about most of the strats, but I just haven't got around to practice them because I put my time into other speed games more than the Wind Waker. I used to run the game a long time ago, but strats have gotten a lot different.
You run a lot of games.
It's really crazy because a lot of archaic strats that were like just found but never used, like for the vanilla NA%, all of a sudden reappeared for Randomizer because there was so many like variations of things you could do that just opened up stuff, and so like being able to know those strats and have them on backup whenever you need.
Yeah, that's the knowledge about the game. Do you know all the storage?
Yeah, I know most of the storage. I just keep up whatever Trog is releasing because that man.
That guy knows the game.
That man is a legend.
Yeah, in 100% you probably wouldn't use all of these kind of randomizer only strats like the Cliff Plateau, I think it was, and the Bird Peaks Rock, the storage.
That man Trog actually does like a Diamond Step early also, and it's something.
I did the Trog strat where I shot down the platform in DRC early with the bow.
Yeah. I
used his exact setup and it works pretty efficiently.
Seeing more and more people do that strat, honestly. It's pretty good.
It was really helpful. Like I could have reverse cleared the dungeon even though I was short one key and then just came back when I got grapple hook.
Mm-hmm. So other than that, unless chat has very important questions for you, which it's time to post, in general, I don't really know what we can talk about. I mean, the seed was pretty harsh at the beginning, but then got pretty nice. Everything flowed together.
Maybe that was your opinion. I thought it was really nice at the beginning, and then I started messing up in the middle without delivery bag and double dipping in Forsaken Fortress and stuff. That was kind of my rough spot.
Yeah, when you forgot you had the delivery bag.
I just didn't know. I must have stored it and never looked.
Yep, you stored it on Cliff Plateau. That was the first chest you stored in the game, actually.
It was the very first WoW.
Yeah, that's also the thing about storage. You want to be aware what item you get in a chest. That's why you want to pay attention to your rupee count if you got the rupee bag or any items in a item inventory.
I think
I usually pause quick and just check, but I don't know.
The most annoying thing like to get as a chest storage thing is a piece of mail. Like you don't have the delivery bag to check if you have it.
Yeah, that's also one. You have the delivery bag, but you have no idea you have some mail to put into mail.
I was kind of getting worried when I couldn't find a delivery bag getting later, and I was almost looking at my stuff like, what haven't I done yet? And then just, delivery bag.
Oh, it's there.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Otherwise, what would I have done with all the mail in Cabana Deed?
Yeah.
With my start, it was so rough, and if I knew the storage strats with the Cliff, I think it was, then would have been a little bit different race for sure.
Cliff Plateau is almost always worth it.
Yeah, for sure.
And always does something.
If you didn't know, I went through the Tower of the Gods just normally. I didn't have a leap at that point. At that point, when I was like out of locations to check, I was like, either Forsaken Fortress or Bird's Peak Rock. Which one? Then I chose the Bird's Peak Rock, and it was much better choice. you get a leaf, then Forsaken Fortress had nothing in a Phantom Cannon chest.
Yeah, I do the super swim to Forsaken Fortress, so I had to do that twice because I double dipped, which was kind of rough as well.
Yeah, I usually try to avoid Forsaken Fortress as long as I just get the Master Sword and a hammer at least.
I was kind of betting that the hammer was hopefully in Forsaken Fortress, but no. Twice, I made 3 times. Yes, yeah, Bob.
I 3 times.
Triple dipped.
Yep, triple dip.
Bad routing.
That's the thing that happens when you forget the Bokoblin chests.
That's what happened.
But yeah, I think with that, we're gonna pretty much warp up things. If you like what you saw and want to follow the runners, I posted the link in the chat. If you want to follow the commentary for some reason, it's me, Mongol, and Epic Yoshi, also in the chat. And if you want to join the Wind Waker Randomizer tournament Discord, it's also in there, as well as the brackets and the schedule for the next races.
I have a quick question. How close I was to being at the end? If I for example, just bailed on Earth Temple and went straight to the Jalhala.
Let's say it was a very close race. Like
it was pretty close. Yeah, you were fighting Puppet Ganon when I was just popping on.
Yeah, makes sense.
So like,
if you didn't do any of the bottom area, you would have been ahead out of Earth Temple.
If I would have gotten my hook shot right away, I would have been better off.
I was thinking at Earth Temple, well, I have the boss key. Should I do the Jalhala and hope that Pyro's letter is that what I'm hoping for? Then of course I had to check the Earth Temple. It's just which choice is the best? Obviously, you want to choose the best one where you have more locations to check than just a mail after beating the temple. It's like logically play, but then again, gamble or not gamble, always it's down to your decision.
Just probability says just check the things with more numbers on it. Like if it's just a 1, you try to avoid that until you really need to, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
Numbers.
But it's just the luck. That's all you can really say, really.
Yeah.
Other than Earth Temple, in terms of probability, is the least likely to have a progression item in it out of all the other dungeons.
That's weird, but true.
It's because there's 3 keys, and also you need like the power bracelet, skull hammer, and mirror shield just to get through it. So it's pretty item extensive just to get there.
Crazy thing is, earlier this week, like in another race I was commentating, we saw like 2 sword upgrade and light arrows into that dungeon. So sometimes luck is on your side.
Yeah, sometimes it's the right thing to do is go there early, but
silly thing though is you guys both like full clear tempo, so that's not really where the difference came from, I think.
It might have been. It's just been a little bit of routing and just the subtle mess-ups here and there that just made a little difference.
Yeah, routing for sure was the main reason, I would say.
Anyway,
yeah, if you had Leaf through Tower of the Gods, that would have been minutes faster, probably.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Just thought about it. Tower of the Gods is definitely it. If Samura1man didn't do, like, first floor skip because they didn't have the Leaf. So he did, like, all the rooms on the first floor regular, which is pretty long.
Tower of the Gods vanilla is the worst. I literally can't sleep at night thinking about it.
Nightmare stuff.
Yep.
Anyway, unless you guys have another thing to talk about, I think we're gonna wrap things up.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for running. It was a very good race.
Yes, I had a lot of fun. Thank you.
And I think we're gonna see both of you in brackets actually. So
I was thinking I'm not gonna get there after this race.
I'm not sure how it all works, but I can check it out.
Well, you guys still have a race with Precipria, I think. So maybe we don't know exactly yet, but there's a good chance.
Okay.
Anyway, So if you guys like the stream and want to see more Wind Waker Randomizer race, please follow Speed Gaming. We also have some races on Zelda speedruns. Check the schedules to know where all the races will be in the future. And we will see you next time. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
Good day, everyone, and see you next time.